Hi gang, Scott Davenport here. Welcome to In the Field and thanks for joining me today. I have to say it feels a little strange talking about field work as this posts to YouTube about week 3 of staying indoors, not going out, COVID-19, everyone trying to do our social distancing. I hope that you're staying safe. I hope you're finding ways to keep your photographic mind occupied during what is really kind of some scary times. So for this outing, I'm going to share with you, this is the last photo shoot that I did before going into shelter-in-place mode here in California. So I'm glad that I got this shoot done. As you'll hear at the beginning of the video, it was a rushed shoot. I didn't do as much initial planning and scoping. Even 20 minutes of just looking around to check conditions. It was more get in the car, get going. And in the end, I'm kind of glad I did that. Looking back and knowing what I know now, I'm very glad I got that outing in. So with no further delay, let me get you out to the shores in San Diego. Enjoy, and I'll be back again real soon.
Today I'm doing exactly what I don't like to do. I have a rushed shoot. Looked outside, really interesting cloud cover up there. I don't know if there's a gap at the ocean. I don't even know what direction the wind's blowing the clouds. If it's coming in off of the ocean, it's going to swallow up the sun or not. I didn't even check the tides yet, but I'm short on time, so grab the bag. I hope I have all the gear. And now I'm just dealing with traffic. Things are kind of moving pretty well right now. Hopefully I can get myself down to the shore. Once I'm there, I'll check tides to know how close or how far I need to stay away from the ocean to stay safe. But man, I'm already like anxious just because this is not how I like to do things. That sky is looking really nice right now. This is the easy part of the drive. This is where the traffic will be the lightest. But weaving my way through La Jolla, that's going to be fun on a Friday evening. We can do this. We can do this. Getting my first look at the ocean now, and I can study it a little bit because this will be the next segment of traffic here. Visibility is not too bad, but there is a pretty healthy amount of clouds out at the horizon. So I think my best bet for interesting light is going to be roughly 30 minutes before sunset. But hey, never know. I might do some black and white work if I get to the beach early enough where there's still a lot of light for some good contrast. We'll see how that goes. This area here is looking really good. There's a nice, interesting shaped tide pool, and if that reflects color up in the sky, it's going to be really, really nice. Tide's pretty flat, so I made it here in time. That's good. I won't have to worry about trying to scramble back up these rocks with crashing waves. This is an incredibly different beach. I was here last week. I couldn't be standing where I'm standing right now. I was covered in water entirely. So I got to get set up. Got to get some camera set going and get some photos here. All right, this vantage is going to be really nice. At the curve of this little tide pool, bit of patch of moss there. The sky up there is great. It's a little hard for me to tell right now because it's dim. I think I'll keep a little bit of this sweep in there. Wow, and I'm really at 16. I'm going to back up a little bit. Well, it looks like I'm on steady ground. This is sloped pretty well, and it's pretty slick. This all gets covered at higher tides. All right, that's better. Now I can bias upward a little bit and get a little bit more of that sky in that shot. All right, exposure compensation down, a little bit of blinkies, or zebras really. That's gonna be okay. So I'm at F11. I'm underexposed by a stop. Let's go ahead and get a shot of that and see how we're looking. Really, really nice. So I'm gonna drop in a 4-stop, not because I'm doing anything with like tide in the front or so forth, but take a little bit of the edge off the chop of that water out there and see if that helps me out here a little bit. This is gonna shape up to be really nice. And there's a nice gap out there where the sun can peek through. and light up some of this foreground. So I think I'm set for the main composition here. I just gotta do the waiting game. And while I'm standing here waiting, let me drop in, let's drop the 4 in, and let's put a 10 on the front. I'm gonna need to get the calculator out for that. A 50th without, I'm gonna do 14 stops. Normal shutter speed, 1/50th. If I do 10 stops, it's 20 seconds. If I do 14 stops, it's 5 minutes. That's a long exposure, but let's go get and do it. Matter of fact, I'll put the filter in over here where I can see what I'm doing. If you're curious about the filter system, this is a Haida M10 holder. I really, really like this setup. Only trick here, I got a 5-minute timer. That sun's gonna play games there, so it's giving me 5.5. Let's go ahead and start it. So anyway, I'm gonna let this go for, this is 5 minutes and 20. I'm probably gonna do about 5 because there's gonna be a little bit more light coming through there. And I am concerned about some flares that happens with the longer exposures. Even the brightness is coming up enough where I put my sunglasses back on. But yeah. But this should really shape up nicely. Okay, the sun's now it's gonna peek behind another set of clouds there. So just gotta watch the timer, turn this off when it's done. Well, I got that long exposure going. It's gonna see how the composition is. Using this kind of like a figure 8 shaped tide pool with a little bit of the beach in the foreground and then this really, really nice sky in the background. All right, the sun has hit that big gap in the clouds right now, so it's very bright out. It's doing a nice job lighting up the foreground. That's gonna dim again pretty quickly. So I'll grab a few, actually I've grabbed a few already, and just put the lens cover back on for now. Wait for things to settle down a little bit light-wise, and then grab a few more. All right, it's time to get the shots, so let me get out here, do this thing. And I have to say, I'm loving the platypod. It is perched up inside this little nook of a rock, so I'm just gonna keep on filming while I grab these sunset photos. All right, composition, let's double check things here. Make sure everything's okay. Now that the light's changed a little bit, I'm seeing a little bit of a tiny bit of a spot I don't care about over there, so zooming in ever so slightly, maybe 17 millimeter. Tones in the sky look okay, a little hot. And actually, now that I'm paying attention, I want to come up a little bit higher and get a little separation between the breaks and the waves and the edge of this rock. So everyone's going to come up. So let's see, I haven't extended any middle legs. Let's do that. That right there. Good. Now, all right, that little bit is much better. And it didn't take much. I can even zoom. Now I can zoom back out. I am still going to shift down slope here a little bit. All right, I'm looking at the frame. It still feels heavy on the right-hand side, a little bit too much rock. I'm going to pan left, but I have to keep in mind that keeping that sunburst up in there, that's what I'm all about here. Recheck our focus point. Let's move it over a tiny bit, get that high contrast edge. That's better. Although, gosh, I wonder if I can get over here and get high enough. Let's try that. I still have some height left in this tripod. All right, and then the magic of the tilt screen. Let's take a look here. Okay, my figure 8 in there. I've still got nice reflections. I'm still at about 1 stop underexposed. Let's go ahead and fire that off. We should start to get some nice sunburst coming through those clouds there, because that sun's popping up right now. That's gonna be looking like it's gonna be the final burst here. I'm gonna get several right now, making sure I get good stuff in the foreground. Give that another 30 seconds, grab another couple. I think I need to commit to this composition now with this coloring in the foreground. And now I gotta wait for the sky to pop a little more.